Have you ever had one of those days? It starts with a single, small thought. Maybe you made a mistake at work, or said something awkward in a conversation. It's just one little seed of doubt. But then, it starts to sprout. That one thought, "I can't believe I did that," quickly grows into, "I always mess things up," which then blossoms into, "I'm not good enough." Before you know it, you're tangled in a thicket of negativity, and you can't remember how you even got there. It's like being stuck on a mental merry-go-round that just won't stop spinning. Each negative thought fuels the next, faster and faster, until you feel dizzy, exhausted, and trapped. This isn't just a bad mood. This is the cycle of negative thinking. It's a powerful pattern that can quietly dictate our happiness, our confidence, and even the opportunities we take in life. It's the constant, quiet whisper of negative self-talk that tells us we can't, we shouldn't, or we won't. But what if I told you that you hold the power to get off the ride? What if you could not only stop the spinning but dismantle the entire merry-go-round, piece by piece? It's not about pretending problems don't exist or forcing yourself to just be positive. It's about learning to consciously choose where you direct your focus. It's about rewiring the very pathways in your brain. And today, we're going to explore how to do exactly that. We'll look at the mechanics of why our brains get stuck in these ruts and, more importantly, a powerful, timeless framework for breaking free. First, let's understand our opponent. Why is it so easy to think negatively? Well, in a way, our brains are hardwired for it. It's a survival mechanism called the negativity bias. Imagine our ancient ancestors roaming the savannah. Which was more important for survival, noticing the beautiful flower, or noticing the rustling in the bushes that could be a predator? Obviously, the predator. The brain that paid extra attention to threats, dangers, and problems was the brain that survived to pass on its genes. Your brain is the descendant of a long line of expert warriors. This negativity bias is like a kind of mental Velcro for bad experiences and Teflon for good ones. A single criticism can stick with us for days, while a dozen compliments might slide right off. So, if you find yourself dwelling on the negative, the first step is to be kind to yourself. You're not broken, you're working with a brain that's trying to protect you, even if its methods are a bit outdated for the modern world. The problem is that these negative thought patterns, when repeated over and over, carve deep grooves in our brain. Think of it like walking the same path through a forest every single day. At first, you have to push through the undergrowth. But over time, a clear, well-worn path forms. It becomes the easiest, most automatic route to take. Neural pathways work the same way. The more you think a certain thought, the stronger that connection becomes, making it easier and more automatic to think it again in the future. This is how the cycle of negative thinking becomes a self-perpetuating machine. So, how do we start carving a new path? The first step, and perhaps the most crucial, is awareness. You cannot change a habit you do not know you have. We often live our lives with our thoughts on autopilot. They just happen to us. The practice of awareness, or mindfulness, is about shifting from being in thought to being the observer of the thought. Imagine you're sitting by a river. Each thought is a leaf floating by on the current. A negative thought appears, "I'm going to fail this presentation." Instead of jumping into the river and getting swept away by that thought, you simply notice it from the riverbank. You say to yourself, "Ah, there's the thought that I'm going to fail." You don't have to judge it. You don't have to fight it. You just acknowledge it. There it is again. Hello, old friend. This simple act of noticing creates a tiny bit of space between you and the thought. And in that space, you find your power. You realize that you are not your thoughts. You are the one who is aware of them. This takes practice, but it's the foundation for everything else. Start by just noticing. When you feel that familiar pull of negativity, just pause and label it. This is worry. This is self-criticism. This is fear of the future. Once you can see the thought clearly, you can begin to question it. Negative thoughts often present themselves as absolute facts. But they're usually just stories, opinions, or distorted interpretations. So, become a gentle detective. Interrogate your negative thoughts. Ask questions like, is this thought 100% true, without a shadow of a doubt? Is there a more positive or balanced way of looking at this situation? What evidence do I have that this thought is true? And what evidence do I have that it's not true? What would I say to a dear friend if they came to me with this exact same thought? Let's go back to that thought, I'm going to fail this presentation. Is it 100% true? No. You can't predict the future. You might do wonderfully. What's a more balanced view? I'm nervous about this presentation, but I've prepared for it, and I'll do my best. Some parts might go better than others, and that's okay. We are often far kinder and more rational with our friends than we are with ourselves. By asking what you tell a friend, you tap into that well of compassion and logic and learn to apply it to your own inner world. Questioning your thoughts loosens their grip. It shows you that they are not the unshakable truths they pretend to be. But sometimes, even when we know a thought isn't true, it's just too sticky. The emotional charge is too strong. In these moments, you need a pattern interrupt. This is a simple, immediate action you take to physically and mentally break the loop. The negative thought cycle is a trance. A pattern interrupt is like snapping your fingers to break that trance. It can be something small. Like literally, standing up. If you're sitting and spiraling, just the act of getting on your feet changes your physical state and can jolt your mental state. Go splash some cold water on your face. The sensory shock can be enough to reset your focus. Put on a specific song, an upbeat, powerful anthem that always makes you feel good. Let the music overwhelm the negative soundtrack in your head. Or you can use a physical anchor, like a rubber band on your wrist. When you catch yourself in a negative spiral, give it a gentle snap. Not to punish yourself, but as a physical reminder, wake up. You're on the old path again. Let's choose a new one. The goal of the pattern interrupt isn't to solve the problem. It's to give you a moment of clarity, a brief pause in the storm. And it's in that pause that we can introduce the most transformative step of all, actively choosing what to think about instead. This is where an ancient piece of wisdom offers one of the most profound and practical roadmaps ever created for cultivating a healthy mind. It comes from a letter written nearly 2,000 years ago, found in the book of Philippians, chapter 4, verse 8. Regardless of your spiritual background, the psychological insight here is timeless. It provides a filter, a checklist for our thoughts. It says this, finally, brothers and sisters, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about such things. Let's break that down. This isn't just a command to think positive. It's a detailed guide on what to focus on. First, whatever is true. This directly counters the lies we tell ourselves. The cycle of negativity is almost always built on falsehoods or half-truths. I am a failure. No one likes me. I'll never be happy. Are those statements truly true? Thinking about what is true means grounding yourself in reality. Instead of I am a failure, the truth might be, I failed at this one task, which is a normal part of learning and growing. Instead of no one likes me, the truth is, some people like me, and some may not, and that is okay. My friend called me yesterday. Focus on the objective, verifiable truth, not the emotional story your fear is telling you. Next, whatever is noble. The word noble here can also mean honorable or worthy of respect. This invites us to lift our thoughts above the petty, the cynical, and the resentful. It's easy to get stuck thinking about gossip, past grievances, or how someone wronged you. These thoughts feel heavy and draining. They lack nobility. Thinking on what is noble means focusing on courage, integrity, and honor. Think about a time you acted with integrity, even when it was hard. Think about someone you admire for their character. Reflect on acts of kindness you've witnessed. When you fill your mind with noble concepts, there's less room for the small and bitter ones. Then, whatever is right and whatever is pure. This points us toward moral clarity and clean intentions. Are your thoughts dwelling on things that are just, fair, and constructive? Or are they tangled in jealousy, bitterness, or schemes for revenge? Thinking about what is right means considering justice, fairness, and the correct course of action in a situation. Thinking about what is pure means examining your own motives. Are you acting from a place of love and a desire to help, or from a place of fear and self-interest? Directing your mind toward rightness and purity cleanses your inner world. It's like airing out a stuffy room. Now for my personal favorites: whatever is lovely and whatever is admirable. This is a direct instruction to seek out and appreciate beauty and excellence in the world around you. The negative mind is an expert at spotting flaws. It can find the one cracked tile in an otherwise beautiful floor. This instruction flips the script. It asks you to actively search for the lovely things. The way the light filters through the trees. The taste of your morning coffee. The sound of a child's laughter. The intricate design of a flower. This is the practice of gratitude, but it's more than that. It's an intentional scanning of your environment for beauty. And whatever is admirable means appreciating excellence. Listen to a piece of music that moves you to tears. Read about a scientific breakthrough that fills you with awe. Watch an athlete perform at the peak of their ability. Admire the craftsmanship in a well-made piece of furniture. When you fill your mind with beauty and excellence, it elevates your entire emotional state. Finally, the passage concludes, "If anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about such things." This is the grand summary. It's a call to action. Make it a conscious practice to fill your mental real estate with thoughts that are true, honorable, just, pure, beautiful, and good. This isn't about ignoring reality. Pain and problems are real. But you get to choose whether you dwell on the problem or focus on the strength you have to face it. You can acknowledge the storm, but fix your gaze on the lighthouse. So, let's put it all together into a practical sequence. Acknowledge, notice the negative thought without judgment. Ah, there's that thought again. Question, gently challenge the thought. Is it really true? What would I tell a friend? Interrupt, if needed. If the thought is too sticky, use a pattern interrupt. Stand up, move, play a song. Create a moment of space. Redirect, this is the pivot. Use the Philippians 4:8 filter. Find something true, noble, right, pure, lovely, or admirable to consciously think about instead. Maybe you redirect your thoughts to the truth that you are capable and have overcome challenges before. Maybe you redirect to something lovely, like the feeling of the sun on your skin. Maybe you redirect to something admirable, like the dedication of a colleague you respect. You are actively carving a new neural pathway. Every time you refuse to go down that old, worn-out negative path and instead deliberately choose this new one, you make the new path a little clearer, a little wider, and a little easier to walk the next time. At first, it will feel like hard work. It will feel unnatural. You'll have to consciously hack your way through the mental undergrowth. But with practice, the new path becomes the default. Your brain will start to automatically scan for the good, the true, and the beautiful. You'll find that your baseline mood is higher. Your resilience in the face of setbacks is stronger. Your inner monologue, that voice of self-talk, will transform from your harshest critic into your most compassionate coach. Escaping the cycle of negative thinking is not a one-time event. It is a lifelong practice. There will be days when you slip back onto the old path. That's okay. That's part of the process. The goal isn't perfection, it's progress. Just notice you've strayed, and gently guide yourself back. You have the power to change the way you think. You can be the architect of your own inner world. You can choose to stop renting out space in your head to thoughts that do not serve you. Instead, you can choose to fill it with truth, with honor, with justice, with purity, with beauty, and with excellence. You can get off the merry-go-round for good. The new path is waiting. All you have to do is take the first step.